Hello, Soul Tribes! It's a beautiful morning here in Australia, and oh my goodness, it's so cold. So, pardon me if I'm gonna wear my jacket later on. Let's define addiction first. Let's ask Chat GPT. Yep, okay. So, I asked my therapist if I was an alcoholic. My own definition of addiction is something that you keep on doing constantly that it's not good for you and it's affecting the way of your life. Sugar has not been to that extent to me, but I knew it was addiction because it has been my emotional crutch. Hi guys, it's me, Donna Bliss. Today I'm going to share with you what happened and why I am celebrating. Two things. Number one is that I finally conquered my sugar addiction. Yep, unbelievable. As most of you will think, why did I title it sugar addiction when I had an alcohol addiction? Well, first of all, when I was doing my gym class and I was struggling losing weight, right? And I always ask my gym instructor, why am I not losing weight? And it's been a year and a half. And he said, well, what kind of sugar do you eat? And I said, I barely eat sugar. Like I eat dark chocolate. And dark chocolate that's almost bitter because I didn't want a lot of sugar on it. And he asked me, how about drink? And that's the answer. He said, well, if you drink, it's alcohol, but when it goes down to your stomach, it becomes sugar. It metabolizes to become sugar. So, how much do you drink in a week? Oh my freaking gosh. There was a time when I drank almost every day. When I used to be very stressed with my kids, it dropped down to 2 to 3. And I think I had been alcoholic since my son was 4 years old, because he's like a very high maintenance kid. He took a lot of my energy, and when I used to drink, that's when I become a better parent. I don't smack him. Number two addiction is the not so obvious one, which is the negative thinking. I have always believed that I don't deserve nice things. I don't deserve to be spoiled by me. My husband has spoiled me, my parents have spoiled me, but for some reason I don't spoil myself. I don't know why. And I have overcome this year. As a matter of fact, I am spoiling myself for my birthday. I am gonna buy things for myself. It's like I finally decided to love myself this year as much as I love my kids. So some addictions are obvious, like the sugar, the gambling, the porn, something really negative. But there's also addiction of the way we think. This is what's important with mental health awareness, because no matter how we are physically fit, when inside we are not healthy, or we don't have these healthy thought patterns or good behavioral patterns, then we are not healthy. Our well-being is not healthy. I feel like I am ready to share this with you because I have overcome it. There were 2 or 3 times that I attempted, and then I went back to drinking red wine until such time my body said no more, because I get this really bad headache. My body already said to me, I can't take it anymore. Headache. So now, it's not that I stopped drinking. I still drink, but to a lesser alcohol. I drink cider. It's low calorie. Cider is fermented apple, and I only drink it once or twice a week now. 1 bottle, 2 bottles. This is why I am celebrating, because I finally found something that I like, with a taste. Before, I was punishing myself with red wine. I don't like the taste. I had to have it because I wanted to ... I have several reasons which I know is not important anymore. I swear to you, if I didn't drink red wine, I would be so thin by now. But because I did while I was going to the gym, then it's taking so long for my tummy to be firm. I'm still a little bit overweight at the moment, but I'm getting there. So that's the backstory of my addiction. Anyhow, it's not about the sugar, but it's about any kind of addiction. I want to share with you the best advice from a psychologist and a trauma and addiction expert, Gabor Mate, and he's been one of the reasons why I got addicted into personal development journey here in YouTube. I was listening to one of his podcasts, and I think that's the best advice that somebody gave me about addiction. You shouldn't put shame in your addiction. As a matter of fact, you actually have to acknowledge your addiction like it's a form of self-soothing. It's not the addiction itself is the problem usually, it's something else. You never received love and attention from your parents. You never had the kind of help you wanted from your carers. There's a lot of reasons why we have addictions, probably some mental issues that you cannot pinpoint because you are not aware of it and you're not into personal development. So that means that you're just suppressing all these negative feelings. So what do? You go to the temporary relief. In this society, we were taught that temporary gratification, temporary relief is the fastest way to banish all these negative feelings. This is not me judging you, honestly. This is me telling you that I too suffer from this, and probably tomorrow, next month, or next year, I may go back to my addictions. We don't know, right? So it's a process. It's an everyday, one step at a time kind of thing. I guess my bottom line, my tribes, is that if we treat the why first, the why we need to have this gratification, if we deal with the root cause of the problem, then it's so much easier to get rid of our addiction. Because you can go to rehab, stop the, for example, drug addiction, you can stop the drugs, right? You never had that healing why you got addicted in the first place. Probably because you're depressed, that you never had fulfillment in your life. If you never address that, you never heal from that, then you can go back to addiction again. So what's the point of spending all that money, all your time into making yourself not take drugs anymore? Because you will go through it. It's like you need to kill the root of the problem. So the psychologist said that the best thing you can do for your addiction is, first, you need to acknowledge it, that okay, you're here and you're beside me. So what can I do to soothe you? At least if you're doing it with being aware, like consciously. For example, I honestly am trying not to have this addiction. I have an online shopping addiction at the moment because everything in my world now I cannot control. Especially, I wanted to have a job but I can't because of my circumstance. I cannot control my kids' behavior. I cannot control almost everything in my life. So what I do now is find something that I can control. This is the thing. I'm proud that I am not usually a excessive spender or an excessive shopaholic, but I save a lot for the times when I'm depressed and when I'm frustrated, cause that's the time when I spend money. Times like this when I can't control anything in my life. At least with shopping, with my online shopping, there is something in my life I can control. I can control my money. And so I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be a shopaholic or addicted to shopping. I am just self-soothing myself, like, okay, I need this right now. Sometimes we eat a lot of sugar to self-soothe. We eat a lot of food to make us feel full. If we feel empty, anything that make us feel better. The self-soothing part, he said, Gabor, is good for us when we're aware of it. Just acknowledge it. And it's helping me so much, especially with eating sugar after meal before. This has been my problem because my gym instructor told me, well, it's not that you are not allowed to eat sugar, just that you can have a bite or two just to have that little bit of victory. You don't have to say never. Because this is what I learned with my course now with healthcare, that with rehabilitation, looking for a long-term therapy, it's more successful because it's like little by little you are minimizing the addiction. Like if for a week you cannot drink 3 or 4 times, make it lesser than that until such time it becomes once a week. Like, you don't cut everything in one. These are what the professionals are saying in the medical field. The researchers said that the rehabilitation has more success if it's slowly. This reminds me of my coffee used before I have to have sugar, and then I started doing it with honey, and then until it got less and less, until I'm not using honey anymore. So my coffee now is sugarless. So you can try it like little by little, just minimize it until such time that you can live without it. Once again, I hope you don't feel guilty, that you self-soothe. The more we are aware of ourselves, of our unhealthy patterns, the more we can actually heal whatever it is, our issues inside. You know what I mean? So good luck to you if you're going to try my technique according to Dr. Gabor Mate, and hope to see you again in my next vlog. Thank you so much for sharing this. If you find this helpful, please share to your family and friends. Light and love.
It's a new day.